Hello, my name is Mervita Gowdy, and I'm your instructor for CT20, Critical Thinking About Race, here at Fresno State. Welcome. Today's lecture is on Understanding Persuasion, Thinking Like a Negotiator. This lecture series is designed to achieve two goals: to help you think critically about the power of other people's arguments, and two, to help you become persuasive in your own arguments. Argument: an essay that attempts to convince or persuade others through reason, logic, and evidence to do what the writer wants or believes as the writer wishes is an argumentative essay. Persuasion means influencing someone to do something. It can be done by fast-paced, glittery ads, high promises from salespeople, emotional appeals from charity groups, or physical threats. Argument is a form of persuasion that relies on reasoning and logical thought to convince people. The real power of argument comes from the arguer's ability to convince others through language. A good argument demonstrates a firm foundation of clear thinking, logical development, and solid supporting evidence to persuade a reader that the view expressed is worth hearing. A more realistic view is to win their respect through logic and skill of your argument. What makes an argument? Whenever you express ideas, you are attempting to persuade someone to agree with you. However, not every issue can be formally argued. Facts are not arguable because there is only one answer. Opinions based on personal taste or preference are not arguable. Differing opinions are the basis of all arguments. However, you must be careful to distinguish between opinions based on personal taste and opinions based on judgments. Opinions can refer to personal preference and reaction to something, or an evaluation, belief, or judgment, all of which are different. Opinions of taste come down to personal preference based on subjective and ultimately unverifiable judgment. There is no way to measure its validity. Opinions based on judgment are arguable. An opinion of judgment is one that weighs the pros and cons of an issue and determines their relative worth. Such an opinion represents a position on an issue that is measured against standards other than those of personal taste, standards that are rooted in values and beliefs of our culture. Personal opinions or personal preferences can be transformed into bona fide arguments. The use of arguments. Controversial issues create disagreement and debate because people hold opposing positions about them. And most of the time, there are more than one side. There are more than two sides. Argument in a nutshell. Argument is a form of persuasion that seeks to convince others to do what the arguer wants. Argument can also begin a dialogue between opposing sides. Through the practice of debate, dialogue, and deliberation, real change can happen. Debate. Debate is the act of presenting your claim and reasons and challenging or being challenged by someone who holds a different viewpoint. Debate often focuses on differences between opponents rather than shared concerns and values. Focusing too much on the adversary qualities of debate can prevent you from listening and considering other viewpoints. When debating, we have two objectives. One, to state our views clearly and persuasively. And two, to distinguish our views from those of our opponents. Debate focuses our attention on opposition and the points on which we disagree. Debate can help us develop our arguments because it encourages us to formulate a claim, create reasons to support it, and anticipate opposition. Formulating claims. The claim is the heart of your argument, and it states what you believe. It is the statement in your essay that expresses your position or stand on a particular issue. It is the viewpoint you want your readers to accept or the action you want them to take. In an argument essay, the assertion or claim functions as the thesis of the paper. Sometimes the writer signals their claims to their readers by certain words, such as therefore, consequently, the real question is, the point is, it follows that, my suggestion is. Your claim might be framed as a conditional statement that indicates both the problem and the solution. It can be accomplished with split phrases such as either or, neither nor, if then. Claims must have support to convince a reader, so they are often followed by because statements. That is, statements that justify a claim by explaining why something is true or recommended or beneficial. Formulating your claim when you debate is the first step for three basic reasons. 1, it establishes the subject of your argument. 2, it solidifies your own stand or position about the issue. 3, it sets up a strategy on which your argument can be structured. Many writers state their claim early in the essay to let their readers know their position and to use it as a base for all supporting reasons that follow. However, there is no rule where to state your claim. Creating reasons. Reasons are the explanations or justifications behind your claim. To be effective, reasons must be supported by evidence and examples. They are the support beams of an argument essay. Reason answers some basic questions about your claim. Why do you believe your claim is true? On what information or assumption do you base your claim? What evidence can you supply to support your claim? Do any authorities or experts concur with your claim? Credibility is an essential element in creating reasons. You must convince your audience that you are knowledgeable about your subject and that the material used to support your reasons are accurate and up to date. Avoid logical fallacies. Fallacies such as unintended errors in logic or deliberate attempts to mislead the reader by exaggerating evidence or using methods of argument that appeal to prejudice and biases. Anticipating opposition. Be prepared for the ways which those individuals holding other views will respond. Unless you anticipate others' perspectives on your issue, your argument could fall apart and your rebuttal could weaken your position. Imagine you are face to face with someone holding a different position, and as you run down the list of your own reasons, his or her response is yes, but. Your task is first to acknowledge the validity of the other individual's viewpoint, and then to respond to that idea with reasons of your own. Imagining your debate in a yes but exchange will help you work through a number of possibilities to strengthen your reasons in the light of opposition and to become more aware of other viewpoints. Another method to help you be aware of opposing viewpoints is a pro-con checklist. It helps you solidify your own stand on an issue. By anticipating counterpoints, you can better test the validity and strength of your points. Tabulating your own points will help you decide how to organize your reasons. Begin with the strongest point and end with the weakest. Moving from debate to dialogue, one common misconception is that all arguments are won or lost. Argument must do more than provide an opportunity to present one's views against those of an opponent. We need to use it as a vehicle to explore other views as well as to help us shape a process in which change can happen. By definition, a dialogue includes more than one voice, and those voices are representative of each other. The object of dialogue is not to win or lose. The object is to communicate our ideas and to listen to what the other person has to say in response, and to find common grounds by trying to understand other viewpoints while sharing your own viewpoint. It is intended to reduce conflict rather than promote it. Deliberation. Deliberation is the careful and informed consideration of all sides of an issue before reaching a conclusion or position on it. Deliberation can result in the resolution of a contentious issue. It means to consider our reasons for and against something carefully and fully before making up our minds. Deliberation plays an important part in the process of developing arguments. This concludes Lecture 1. Thank you. See you next time.